Some of the larger proposals contained in this speech were already in the public domain and were debated over the last couple of weeks as they were leaked out to the press. We got reaction today from top political leaders. Rarely has a budget been so anticipated by both political parties and interest groups. Not only is this an election year, but an unprecedented economic crisis has caused widespread fear. Republicans say today's speech will only increase that anxiety.
He talked a lot about New Jerseyans at their kitchen table. When they get done reading this speech, I think a lot of them are going to be pounding on their kitchen table, especially the governor's proposal to eliminate the ability of families to deduct property taxes from their personal income tax. It's a dramatic and radical tax increase on almost every family in New Jersey, regardless of their income.
Well, unfortunately, the governor has not made the tough decisions, and that's part of the reason that we're in these difficult circumstances. When John Corzine was a candidate for office, he pledged to increase property tax saver rebates over 40% over 4 years. And instead, what the citizens of New Jersey have seen is not only the rebates cut for most people, but also seen a 46% increase in property taxes.
But Democrats say making tough choices is precisely what the governor is doing.
Well, obviously, we've been working with the administration to develop the budget, and we knew that in this unprecedented tough year, this was going to be a very, very tough budget. And I think what the governor's done is to confront it honestly, to tell the people of New Jersey the truth.
This is one of the best speeches I've ever heard the governor give it. The tone was perfect. The balance was perfect. He wasn't bragging, but he does have the right to speak with some confidence about having steered us in the right direction over the last year.
He came into state government perhaps at a point in time when no one else would really want to. Revenue numbers each year have successively been lower.
Even some Republicans agree that Corzine's stance is a departure from previous administrations.
I think what Governor Corzine offered was a stinging rebuke and repudiation of the past practices of Democrat leadership over the last 7 years. He himself talked about how it's been financially unstable, unsound to have this tobacco securitization, borrowing for operating expenses. When from 2001, our budget was $22 billion. Now it's almost $33 billion. We've more than doubled bonding along the way.
Frankly, he's preparing the budget on the backs of middle-class New Jerseyans, frankly. Suburban New Jersey is going to be paying the price for all of this. There are some people in the urban areas will do a lot better based on this budget than people who live in rural and suburban New Jersey.
Although there has been speculation about what the governor would ask from state workers, today he confirmed that without concessions, there could be layoffs.
The specter of layoffs is a threat, and it's designed to intimidate our members. The state can't tolerate 7,000 layoffs. The level of services would be really severely devastated, and people across the state would feel that.
Corzine also promised to keep cuts to municipal aid below 2%.
Much better than anticipated. I don't think there should be a mayor in New Jersey that should be unhappy, considering where we were last year and the fact the governor actually recognized the pain that we had last year.
During the speech, Corzine said the Unemployment Insurance Fund needs a $500 million infusion to avoid a payroll tax. He says it's not possible to make that payment while also maintaining rebates.
We can't think of anything worse than taxing payroll. Taxing the number of employees that one has and the amount of money that they make. And that's a tax act that goes right off the top.
Since this is an election year, we also asked whether voters will punish the incumbent in November.
People dislike John Corzine. They just have a different sense of him. And so he's got room to grow in polling data that I've seen.
And Republican gubernatorial candidates wasted no time in trying to use this budget against the governor. We heard from Steve Lonegan and Chris Christie. Lonegan said that New Jersey's #1 problem is that it has the highest taxes in the nation, and that Corzine's solution solidifies that for years to come. Chris Christie issued a statement. He called this the culmination of the McGreevey-Corzine era, which is irresponsible spending and a doubling of the debt. So no doubt we'll be hearing a lot more of this in the weeks and months to come. I'm Zachary Fink, live at the State House. Jim, back to you.
All right, Zach, thank you for that report.